Hey everyone, welcome back. So, this week, each time of year, is always a pretty big week, an emotional week for me. If you have me on Facebook, you'll know last Saturday was my 29th birthday. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who reached out and wished me a very happy birthday. If you've watched my videos since the beginning in the past, you'll know that this is also a really big week for me because this is the week 3 years ago that I started to have my first MS attack and was diagnosed. I started having my first attack just a few days before my 26th birthday. Throughout my birthday in that week is when I started getting all my symptoms and having major issues. And tomorrow, November 11th, will actually be the 3 year anniversary for the day that I was diagnosed with MS. It's, of course, a day that I will never forget. I remember exactly the time the doctor came in and told me that I had multiple sclerosis. I remember how I was feeling, what I was thinking. So it's just a really emotional week for me each year. Another thing about this year, too, though, is that it really makes me kind of reflect on the whole year before and kind of where I've come, what I've gone through. I do feel very grateful that since that major first attack I've had, I haven't had a relapse since then. Yes, I've developed new lesions, and yes, I do have a lot of symptoms that I still deal with from that first attack that probably won't go away, but haven't had a relapse since 3 years ago. So I am very grateful for that. So much has happened in the 3 years since I was diagnosed. I got married, my husband and I bought a house. Now we are trying to get pregnant. So I've had some really big life milestones since being diagnosed with MS. And I remember the day I was diagnosed thinking, like, your life was almost over, especially when you don't know much about a disease and you really just know the basics about it. And with MS, a lot of people just assume within a couple months you're going to be totally disabled. And I know a lot of my friends and family didn't know a lot about it otherwise as well, and kind of thought the same thing. Over the last 3 years, we've all learned so much about the disease, and you really learn your body and what you can handle. And I think I've come pretty far over the last 3 years. I'm grateful for the unlimited support and love that I get from my friends and family. I'm so thankful also too that I have really good doctors who answer any questions I have and are always there to support me also, because I think having that team as well makes a really big difference, and helping you feel a little bit more confident going forward in life living with multiple sclerosis. So it's really a week where I just kind of reflect and think about where I've come in the last 3 years. Also, each year when I get to this video and I talk about it, I just want to remind people that I know when you get this diagnosis in the beginning, it's definitely really scary. I remember when I was sent home from the hospital, I was absolutely terrified. I thought I was going to relapse in 2 days, and whenever something would happen, I thought, oh my God, do I need to go right back to the hospital right now? It was so scary, and it took me months and months and months to get past that fear and realize, okay, things are going to be okay. And with the support of family, friends, doctors, eating healthy, taking medication, I will be okay, and I can get through and deal with the symptoms that I have been living with. So please just remember, I know it's very hard and scary in the beginning, but you will get through it. If you have questions, make sure you ask the right questions. Don't be afraid to reach out and get all of that information, because that's what really helped me to get through those first few months, that first year of living with MS. For most people, it does get easier. For some people, it doesn't. But for most people, it does. And you just have to stay positive and take care of yourself and make sure you really put in the time to learning your new life with MS and learning how your body is now, because it's definitely a lot different than it was before. But your life is not over. It just changes in certain ways, and you really can still live life to the fullest. You just have to do it in your own way. So thank you for watching today's video. Again, big week every year. Here I am 3 years later, and not feeling so bad. Had a lot of life milestones that I'm so grateful for. So I hope that this year brings even more happiness for me, and I wish all the same for all of you as well.